Transmitting to you from Old Heart Radio.
Oh, that'd be a great sample.
Do you know what time it is?
Is it a time that would be called Matinee?
Matinee Edition!
Hey-o! Hey!
It's time for your, well, maybe somebody's favorite podcast, maybe not. Either way.
Definitely not mine.
It's time for another episode of Matinee Edition. I want to say...
Oh boy, opening up the podcast app as we speak.
15?
Something like that?
15 or 16.
Oh fuck, I clicked episode webpage.
Number 15 or 16. That's the edition we are
boy.
on.
You nailed it, 15.
Boom.
Boom. Whammy. Whammy.
Whammy. Shout out to Champ Kind.
After weeks of hoping and praying for content,
oh man.
and really stretching thin, if you can tell by some of those previous, like the past couple weeks recordings that we've done.
I think we even said that it was just, we just said it was a slow week.
Slow week, so we bullshitted for like a couple weeks talking about comics and stuff. Which isn't even in the title. This is called Matinee Edition. It's about movies. Like
it's on a screen. We're probably talking about it.
Yeah. And for a while, we extended that to the page. So we got what we wanted. We got fucking everything this week, man. We're taking news up the ass.
It's a lot, dude. It's a lot. Okay, so where are we starting off? We're
gonna throw this out because not much is known. El Camino.
Yeah,
a Breaking Bad movie with Netflix.
Netflix. You were just saying it. Netflix supposedly, I think, maybe owns the streaming rights to it,
something like that.
And so they're producing this follow-up movie. Which
it's going to be centered around Jesse and his story after he escaped. And the spoiler alert for this show that ended 5 years ago: the Jesse Pinkman escaped in a El Camino at the end of Breaking Bad.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Bottle rocket.
And he escaped, and the teaser is just like one of his buddies from the show getting interrogated by the cops. Interrogation.
I mean, they really didn't give you much. It just kind of
the fact that it says Breaking Bad, people are gonna get excited.
Oh, absolutely. But also, I mean, people without that, people would have a hard, like, it wouldn't attach itself as well.
Yeah, exactly.
But you were saying Vince Gilligan is attached to it. He's actually running it.
He's the creator of Breaking Bad, and he directed every season premiere and finale of the show.
Yeah.
And he is directing, and he wrote the entire thing.
I really hope that guy after this maybe like works on another series or something.
Yeah, because
he also
he's just been doing Better Call Saul pretty much.
Pretty much. Have you watched much of that?
I watched the first season a couple years ago and it was really fucking good. Yeah. But I just never got around to keeping it up.
Yeah, I never got attached to it as much as I did Breaking Bad either.
I've only heard great things, and it feels like every time a season of that comes out, Bob Odenkirk, who plays Saul, he gets a Best Actor nod for the Emmys.
Bob Odenkirk, man. That dude's been he's just so fucking funny. Like, he's so
great.
It's his timing.
I know. He's so good. He doesn't get much recognition, though.
No. Although, like, you know, it's kind of cool. I think it's cool when, like, actors or comedians or whatever, eventually, like, when they're kind of, like, older, they find they're, like, a character to dive into, like that.
I feel like so many comedians end up having these really good, like, pseudo-dramatic roles. Yeah. Especially later in their career. Yeah. And it shows, like, people will talk shit about comedians not really being good actors, but there are lengths these guys can go to. They're as talented, if not more so, than these other people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look at Dave Chappelle. Like, talk about comedians that can get mature, you know?
Absolutely, definitely.
So, I mean, I'm excited. Well, that was a tangent. I'm excited for El Camino.
Dude, I mean... I'm not gonna it's a Breaking Bad follow-up film. I'm not gonna not be excited about it. It sounds like
we just haven't seen anything.
Yeah, you have. I mean, you just really haven't seen anything. The question that I have, and I'm sure a million other people have, is Walter gonna be in it?
Maybe in like flashbacks.
You think so?
Yeah. Maybe. I don't think. Surprised if Bryan Cranston got caught up.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it'd be.
Which, actually, this is something interesting to me. I would love it. This would be fucking crazy if they did it, because it would contradict the ending of the show. But there's a YouTube channel called Film Theory, where it's a spin-off of Game Theory, which is huge. They do these They do these videos trying to validate gaming logic using real life science.
Fair enough.
And he does like fucking algorithms and shit. Really well edited content, really good content. Go and give it a watch. Some people fucking hate it, I know.
Somebody always does.
Yeah, there's always the dude in the comments like, why are you thinking so much about Super Mario? It's like, because it's fun. Like, it's that sort of thing. He did a breakdown of why like Walt's single gunshot wound in the side should really not kill him. Fair and enough. It even brings up how people who have cancer, their blood clots faster, so it's less likely for them to die of gunshot wounds.
Oh shit! So they really just kind of pwned that.
They were like, "This shouldn't have killed him." Wouldn't it be great if we eventually got a sequel to Breaking Bad? This was like 5 years ago too.
That actually, I mean, that would be but that's not really something you can just ignore.
It totally contradicts the like that's why I said that. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
Man. Well, okay, so I'm sure we'll be talking about that in the future once more is coming out.
Yeah, I won't be surprised if in like the next couple weeks we get a proper trailer.
Fair enough.
Because like that teaser, like not many people knew that was in production.
Yeah.
Like it was.
I thought I heard like.
I heard something.
There's something going, but I didn't think anything was going to come to fruition.
Exactly. I remember hearing that they were starting to film it, but then I didn't expect it to come out this soon and with like no fanfare.
Yeah.
It just came up.
Yeah, they're just like, oh, hey, there's this thing happening.
And especially with the shit show that was recent events that we're definitely going to talk about later in the episode, it was nice to see that. But then, speaking of things that, who the fuck knew this was happening? The Matrix.
Oh, man, yeah. So, The Matrix 4. I feel like people have been whispering rumors about another Matrix movie for so long.
First, it was the reboot with Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, that was something I thought like I had heard his name attached to the Matrix in some way, and I was just like, but I was like in some sort of reboot, and I have no idea if that's potentially like he's gonna be in this movie. But
hey, I would love to see him working alongside Keanu Reeves.
Shit, yeah, dude. Like honestly,
they're bringing them all back.
Well, like yeah, dude, and that's like the crazy thing about The Matrix 4. It's Lana Wachowski now, because I think both the Wachowski both the former Wachowski brothers are now Wachowski sisters.
Oh yeah.
So like
whatever.
I mean, yeah. So like they're like I think it's like one of them is coming back to helm the directing of it, and it's Lana. I don't know.
Something like that. Yeah.
I don't know which one was which the first time around, so I don't really care. One of those people. One of those
visionary
back.
directors
One of the original,
that changed the way that movies are made.
Well, and that's kind of it. It's like you bring them into the mix. You bring Keanu Reeves back in. You bring Carrie-Anne Moss in.
You got goodwill.
Yeah. And it's gonna be like
we're holding out hope.
It's gonna be nostalgic for sure, but I'm hoping that it revitalizes like interest in that maybe like
that property that people haven't really given a shit about.
But the question is, I was thinking about this. Do you think that it would be worthy of like a universe? You know how everything in movies is like a universe now. We have the dark universe that tanked. We have the MCU, obviously. Whatever DC.
The worlds of DC.
Yeah, the worlds of DC.
Yeah. So I really like the idea of the Matrix. I'm okay with them bringing it back, but I hope it's like maybe another trilogy and they just call it quits.
Yeah, that I'm with you on that. That was my same thoughts. I don't want.
Maybe
I don't want them to go
like Star Wars. And I feel like Star Wars got bit in the ass when they realized it's a great world and there's potential for spin-off content, but it might not all have to be movies.
Yeah.
Like Rogue One was fun, but no one was excited for more. Like
no, I mean like yeah, that's a good point.
It gets stale.
Yeah.
To such a point that fucking Disney cut the release schedule for Star Wars pretty fucking hard.
Yeah, I mean, like it was like their Christmas movie. You know what I mean? Like, and that like
and then
like
The Last Jedi happens. The Last Jedi made money.
Yeah,
it was a critical shit show.
Yeah,
like critics loved it, people hated it, but then Solo happened, and that was nearly a flop.
Yeah, I was so surprised that didn't flop. I wouldn't call it a flop either.
Oh yeah,
but
who would think that a Star Wars movie would be a nearly a flop?
Yeah,
they reshot the entire fucking movie. Like, what a shame.
Well, I heard the actor had like fucking shit. Like I still don't remember his name.
I heard it was like supposed to be heavily improvised, but he was bad at it.
Yeah, I heard he just had bad timing.
Yeah, it was the what am I thinking? They did Spider-Man to the Spider-Verse. Lord and Miller.
Oh.
It was Lord and Miller doing it. The Spider-Verse, Lego Movie, and How to Train Your Dragon. All great animated movies with great comedic timing. Mm-hmm. Those dudes are fucking kingmakers. Like, and they took them off the project?
Which is crazy. But hold on, I don't want to talk about. We're getting off track here.
Yeah, we're getting off track.
We're gonna back up into the Matrix real quick. Because, so I do think the danger is there, like we were talking about with Star Wars, where it's like you kind of realizing that it's getting stale, and you're kind of. I hate to say this about Star Wars. Star Wars is like the holiest of holies to me. Yeah. But you're overstaying your welcome with trying to stay relevant.
I'm with you.
And I hate to say that, but I don't want the Matrix to fall into that either.
I would
love
totally
to see
down.
it. Like you said, a trilogy would be great.
Yeah,
but
I'm down with like Star Wars if they take a break after this next incarnation. And let people warm up to this incarnation and start really like salivating for it, and then maybe when they stop expecting it, lose hope. There's more of it.
Drop some more.
Whammy.
But don't. In the meantime, release like extra special editions. Yeah. Don't redo things. Like you have to let shit sit, and that's what the Matrix did, dude. If you think about that, the Matrix was revolutionary, man. It was fucking crazy. People still think there are people alive that still think the Matrix is real, and like, you know, I remember when the first Matrix came out. Being scared of Y2K even more because of it.
Oh my god!
I know that dates me. That dates me heavily.
Fuck.
I feel like, but I really think that like with a lot of those original elements, throw fucking Larry Fishburne in there, man. Like,
why not?
You have to bring Morpheus back.
Why not?
But
I mean,
but you
relish nostalgia.
Move the story along, because it's a story that you want to see a better conclusion to, because it's so fucking confusing. Yeah, but like,
even though like there's some great videos on like Wisecrack did a great video on why the Matrix is like great and the trilogy is underappreciated, especially the follow-ups. Like it's been dated by bad CGI, but the theory behind it is really cool.
Absolutely.
But like, it's time. They can make something really, really good. And the CGI is there now for them to do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah, the CGI would look incredible now.
Yeah. Somebody should redo that, the fight at the end of The Matrix Reloaded in, like, modern day. Yeah. Agent Smith would look good.
Yeah.
Also, Hugo Weaving hasn't fucking aged.
No, you could totally throw him in there.
Yeah. Why not? Let's get Hugo Weaving back, too.
That would be so dope, dude.
I love the theory that Hugo Weaving's actually his character, Agent Smith, is actually the chosen one. It's a great theory.
Dude, we should do an episode about that. There's Matrix theories out
there. Hey, we're done with our Fast and Furious rewatching.
Yeah,
maybe come closer to that. We rewatch The Matrix.
Yeah, definitely. Something to look forward to.
Yeah.
Okay, so Matrix 4 has been announced on the table.
Hopefully it's with Michael B. Jordan.
What other frivolous things do I want to get? Nathan Fillion. I just want to point this out real quick. Nathan Fillion. From everybody, everybody knows of Firefly. He just got cast in the Suicide Squad 2 follow-up, which they're finally not calling. I see this in the headlines, and it's something you brought up. Yeah. They're not calling it in the headlines anymore, Suicide Squad 2.
They're calling it the Suicide Squad.
The Suicide Squad. They're completely ditching the first one, seems like.
Which they even mentioned in the Birds of Prey movie is going to be disconnected.
So they're just completely like, this is garbage.
Jared Leto's Joker has even been he's gone.
I really hope they don't bring him back.
Like he's going to be playing Morbius, I think.
The vampire?
Yeah, and
for the MCU or for Sony? Oh my god, that's right. They have a solo movie. They've scheduled him for an individual solo movie already. They have so much faith in that fucking shit.
Which we'll get to Sony later.
Yeah. Okay, so
what a shit show.
I'm more interested now knowing that they're gonna scrap the first movie and just kind of revitalize it, because James Gunn,
Idris Elba's gonna be in it too.
Idris Elba. You got like.
Hey, I've heard theories about The Rock. That's where he's going to start as Black Adam.
I've heard that too. I also recently heard, just side note, I heard that the Black Adam movie is actually on track, and it's going to start with Hawkman in it. It's going to be Hawkman as basically Hawkman and Black Adam are going to be like the two people.
Weird.
Hitting each other. It's actually cool, dude. It's
weird
cool.
but cool.
It's cool.
My immediate
I would love to see Hawkman.
My immediate inkling is like, what the fuck? But at the same time, I'm like, I'm down.
Let's just do it.
Do it. Why not?
Well, that's the whole. We've talked about that before. You guys just need to do something. DC. Commit to something and fucking make a movie.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you have nothing.
Okay, so what else we got?
We're moving into the real shit now. Yeah. Marvel went at it at fucking D23 and made everything else Disney slated look like nothing at all.
Dude.
So, let's go. Disney Plus reveals.
Disney Plus. Okay, so
actually first I want to get this out of the way. One movie, Black Panther 2, has been slated now as the first film of Phase 5.
Okay.
That actually got announced earlier today, I'm pretty sure. We're recording this on Sunday, the
25th.
Sunday the 25th.
Yeah.
I think it was today or yesterday. Got slated. Okay. Michael B. Jordan is actually coming back. Ryan Coogler is actually coming back. Yeah. And obviously Chadwick Boseman. But that's going to be the first movie of Phase 5.
They pull
2022.
Well, they pull like a War Machine.
Don Cheadle's going to play.
Don Cheadle just started his Black Panther now.
Who's the dude Don Cheadle replaced?
Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard's Black Panther.
Do you remember why Terrence Howard got kicked?
He wanted more money than RDJ.
Yeah, dude. It's like, bitch, get out of here.
You're a War Machine.
Go make Empire.
But no, so that's happening. But then we got into the real meat of it, the real meat to chew. We got She-Hulk, which supposedly is going to be a sitcom.
Which would be such a fun thing for her character, because she's one of those characters that breaks the fourth wall.
Yeah, she's aware that she's in the comic. Yep. Which they can do. What if fucking Deadpool showed up? Which actually Deadpool was on the D23 sizzle reel.
Really?
Yeah. There's a shot of Deadpool wearing the Mickey Mouse ears.
Oh shit, dude! that would be like those two characters would be great to interact with each other. Honestly. Yeah. I heard a rumor that this is clearly probably bullshit then, but I heard that she might be involved in as like Peter Parker's lawyer.
That'd be fucking great. I heard the same thing with Matt Murdock though,
which would be a way better way of introducing Daredevil.
or way better way of maybe bringing Netflix in. Come on. Why not?
Come on, Netflix.
Fuck it. There's near perfect casting. Like,
it really is, man. Like, it's hard to argue.
Like, if they only reference Daredevil, I'll still be happy.
Totally. Yeah. I could live with that.
I know. Like, just have fucking Charlie Cox's Matt Murdock in Spider-Man 3, which we'll get to. Give us another 15 minutes.
So we got She-Hulk, the sitcom, announced. Ms. Marvel,
which supposedly is going to be set up in WandaVision.
Ooh,
because
cool.
they cast the older version of Maria Rambeau's daughter.
Oh yeah,
Monica Rambeau.
Yeah.
They cast an older Monica Rambeau that's going to be in WandaVision.
Okay.
So I wouldn't be surprised if it's something there that gives her powers.
Interesting, but different Ms. Marvel.
Different Ms. Marvel.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. So Ms. Marvel, the one in the show that they announced is going to be Kamala Khan.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. At least based on the design.
That does make sense.
Yeah. So
Kamala Khan's what a great character, especially if they're trying to push the diversity angle.
Oh, totally. Which not that I'm against it, but obviously Marvel's doing it.
They did it like 5 years ago with their comics. Yeah. And Miss Marvel had such a great response.
They became hugely successful. Yeah. They became hugely popular.
Except for Riri Williams. We don't talk about her much.
Yeah.
They're getting better.
Riri Williams, Ironheart's getting better, but yeah.
That one was the only one that was like hand-fisted. Other than that, Kamala Khan.
Yeah,
she was great.
Kamala Khan and her power setup and stuff like that with CGI now, it'd be super cool.
It could work.
It'd totally work.
Her and Miles Morales are some of the greatest success stories.
Ooh man, it could even be branched. Yeah, they could branch. They could
turn this into a Young Avengers.
Dude, that'd be so cool. That might be a way of actually introducing the Young Avengers.
Yeah,
and roping in like a Miles Morales eventually.
Yeah,
I'd love to see a Miles Morales live action.
Webbing up a Miles Morales eventually.
I wonder. Fight on this real quick though. Do you think Miles Morales is as a property is owned by Disney and Marvel or by Sony? Because
anything that ever appeared in a Marvel, in a Spider-Man comic or starred in a Spider-Man comic.
Dang, that sucks. Well, because
fuck.
Because that deal was made so long ago that it sucks that it can still affect present characters that were made after it. You know what
sucks.
Anyway, so
10 minutes.
So we also have. Moon Knight, which is probably the thing that I immediately
Batman. Fuck
dude,
yeah!
No, okay. But he's so much more.
He is so much more. That's the most politically incorrect and just egregious.
The representative of an Egyptian.
Oh, it's a fucking.
biker rally.
Oh wow! You guys can
man.
probably hear that. Yeah, I can see an audio
Yeah,
spike.
you can definitely hear that. Ah man, but Moon Knight is like he's like basically like the envoy, like representative of like an Egyptian god.
Yeah,
like Kanashu or something like that.
something like that. It's the Egyptian moon god.
Yeah, and like I mean, he has like slight enhancements, I'd say, because he literally like this god kind of like embodies them in a way.
Yeah,
like, he embodies the. I don't know. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But the coolest thing, one of the things I love about his character is that he's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And it's known. And so
he has multiple personalities.
Yeah. And one of the more modern runs, he like had these different character designs, and one of them was just like this, like he just had like a white, one of his like personalities was like just like a white hood.
And he was in a suit?
Mask. Yeah, and he was in a suit. It was just like the most like slick but like fucking menacing looking thing, dude.
It gave me Black Mask vibes.
Yeah.
You know? Like and as somebody who's not very familiar with that character, I did really like what they did in what I've seen of that run, where it's like if you see a different character on the page, it's that personality at that given time. Which is something that I thought was super cool. But like, is he like an anti-hero?
I mean, I'd say he's like more. I mean, I don't know. I'd say he's more
vigilante.
I would say he's more of an anti-hero. Well, he doesn't necessarily. I'd say he's more of an anti-hero than anything else, probably. Yeah.
He's not a bit.
He's not like a fucking Punisher murdering people en masse. You know, he's not. He's also not like fucking Daredevil, who I'd classify as like on the same street level, kind of like but. Daredevil has like a very strict moral code that he holds himself by.
Moon Knight's a bit less.
Yeah, I feel like Moon Knight will fuck you up more. Just
Daredevil will incapacitate you and leave you for the cops.
Yeah, like he has Catholic guilt about that shit.
Yeah,
he will alleviate that.
It's like him and Peter Parker. They'll stop you, but they're not going to hurt you.
There's great power and great responsibility with Pete, but like with Moon Knight, he
fuck you. Yeah. I'm the Moon God.
Yeah, exactly. Like, his big thing is like I'm doing it for the fucking Moon God. Are you the Moon God? Fuck off.
I'm gonna throw a moon ring at you.
That's true, dude. Like, so that was like the only the kind of cheesiest thing about his character was like he has so many, like even his like hover ship thing was like this like crescent moon shape.
I know,
bright white. Like it's just like
he's not even trying.
Yeah. But I mean, like, you know, I'm really excited to see.
I like your idea with all these fucking rumors about Keanu,
dude.
Let's do Keanu.
I want Keanu Reeves as Moon Knight. Look at he can pull off action. He can pull off.
They could totally do the hand-to-hand Daredevil type shit with Keanu.
God, definitely, dude. And more. Because Keanu has a bigger range now. He's like he's been doing action for a while. But I think he can really pull it off. I think he could really pull off the idea of like the multiple personalities. Because Keanu Reeves has the same fucking face for every emotion that he could easily pull off this like crazy behind the eyes person. You know what I mean?
Something that I immediately thought when talking about the multiple personalities was if they're going in this sort of weird direction, they're comfortable doing some weirder stuff with what's coming up, like how Doctor Strange is gonna be a horror movie.
Yeah.
How how She-Hulk's supposed to be a sitcom.
Yeah.
What if they do the fucking like pause? And like here comes a bunch of different Keanus, let's say, around him, and they're all deliberating, and then like snap, back in normal time. There's his answer of one of them coming to the forefront.
That actually, I mean, something like that would be fucking crazy cool.
Yeah, because then you could get behind Keanu having the same face.
Yeah,
that's what I immediately think of. Like fuck all, I have no impact on this creative process, but I think it'd be cool.
Feige, call me.
Feige, please. I'm aspiring producer. I'm a business and marketing major. I can really help you out.
I'll send you a business card.
Yeah. I mean, you guys really need some marketing help right now, if you can't tell, do you? There's this thing going on, which I feel like this is the perfect segue into. There's this little thing going on that's sort of shitty marketing for both parties involved.
I don't understand.
The only good marketing is for one person, and his name is Peter Parker.
And
And there's also, there's one other dude. His name's Venom. But
Venom's definitely getting a boost out of this for sure.
What a shit show.
Oh my god, man. Up and down. I haven't had this much up and down. Like, I haven't had this big of an emotional roller coaster ride centered around Spider-Man since the original Spider-Man Summit back in like fucking it wasn't even 2010 yet. I don't believe.
Dude, I haven't had this much emotional connection to Spider-Man since the death of Gwen Stacy in the Amazing Spider-Man 2. Can you finish that?
Lead me through this a little bit. I
guess Disney wanted to go 50-50 with the profits for Spider-Man going forward, and Sony was just like, nope, deal's done.
Obviously I understand that Sony wants to make more money, but the only reason that Spider-Man has become successful is because Marvel got their hands on it and made the character into a successful, compelling story.
So,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. The deal with Spider-Man pretty much was Disney gets 5% on box office. Disney produces everything. Okay. It is sold with a Sony label and a Marvel label, and Sony gets 95%.
What?
Yeah, exactly. Which is a noxious deal. That's the deal they made when they just wanted Spider-Man to get into Civil War. Yeah. And they were like, please.
Yeah. That was when everybody was begging for it, so it was really something they needed.
But then here's the crux of it. Disney got 100% of the merch rights.
Oh shit.
Which is a fuck ton of money.
Arguably more money.
Probably more money.
The reason why George Lucas and Star Wars has been so successful is not because
I was actually about to bring up that example.
Yep.
It's because of
very true.
Yeah, it's because George Lucas got all the merch rights.
Yep.
He like a fucking genius.
Yeah.
But so that was the original deal. Yeah. That's gone now.
Okay.
So Sony immediately pulled Spider-Man out of the MCU after the counteroffer.
Which shocked.
It shocked the world.
The world, man. I know
people are
so
freaking out.
Fucking trivial because it's Spider-Man.
The Amazon is burning, and more people are saying #bring Spider-Man back.
Go listen to Coffee and Contemplation.
I purposely did that plug. Hey, good episode though.
Thank you.
As the resident Brazilian, you even almost pronounced Bolsonaro's name.
I know, I almost got it. But I wasn't when I was recording it, I wasn't too worried about it because
it was pretty short.
Honestly. I don't give a shit about
let's
that.
Give him a shout out. The outreach guy where we work at, Josh, because I'm Brazilian, he keeps fucking calling me Bolsonaro.
Oh, what a dick.
I'm not a fascist.
Yeah. Anyways. So Spider-Man, man, it just this news of Spider-Man leaving the MCU shook the fucking world.
Oh, yeah.
And
which brings me to my fucking theory about it. I think it's a power play by one of the companies. One of the companies leaked it. In my that they were in the middle of that. I'm confident they're still negotiating this shit because it's a bad move on either part.
It's huge publicity though.
It's huge publicity and it's giving Sony sympathy.
Yeah.
I personally think that this was put out here by fucking Sony. And Sony's using it as a means of getting public support and being able to charge a higher price.
So I'm gonna put my tinfoil hat on for a second here, and I'm gonna ride that coattail that you just threw down. So I think you're kind of right on that. Yeah. Mainly because there's also been other things announced. So Stan Lee's daughter.
Yeah.
The late Stan Lee. Rest in peace. Rest in peace to the greatness.
Fucking God. Who was it? The one above?
Jace.
The one above all?
The one above all, man. That's just Stan Lee.
Yep.
But his daughter, J.C. Lee. Yeah, no, all right.
What a fucking name.
Recently, made also an announcement in the midst of all this Spider-Man shit, and basically said that Marvel and Disney really kind of fucked her dad over contractually and out of a lot of the rights to his characters and kind of snubbed him in a lot of ways, which was shocking for me as a fan.
They seem like they treat him with a lot of respect.
They seem to, but also we're talking about Disney. Disney seems like they do a lot of really nice things, but they're fucking they're not a great company. Yeah, let's be honest. But she made this announcement and even kind of vocalized public support for Sony. In this, and so it is kind of, it seems like there's these really obvious all of a sudden well timed announcements all boom 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 boom. Yeah, and
it's really driving public perception towards Sony being the good guy.
Yeah. I even saw a little blip of announcement. This is why people care so much about all this. That I even saw a little blip of announcement where it's Tom Holland stopped following Sony.
I know.
Online. And
which then it really says who, if he's on Marvel's side, then I'm probably going to be as well.
Well, yeah. I mean, I just want to see it. I just want to continue the Spider-Man that we have. Yeah. That's what I think fans want the most. They don't want another shake-up where it's okay, great. now we have to follow. I mean, if they had to watch Tom Holland in a Venom movie universe, like that whole tone, it would be different. It wouldn't be the same thing. It might be cool, but it would be different. And like that's not what people want right now. They want at least a couple of solid, few solid movies with this like Spider-Man.
They don't need to go straight to fucking Venom versus Spider-Man.
Dude. I mean, that was Sam Raimi's mistake in the Let me rephrase that. That was
the
studio's mistake. For shoving Venom down Sam Raimi's throat, since by the original.
When he very obviously didn't want to.
No, and it was like it's just going to make a clusterfuck of a movie. That's why releasing them separately was a good idea because they're both like Venom hasn't outgrown Spider-Man, but Venom's grown considerably bigger than any other villain that Spider-Man has.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, like they've really set up the fact that in a future movie potentially they're going to maybe start off as adversaries and end as allies.
Yeah, which would be awesome, dude. Making Venom a cool anti-hero and giving them that arc would be really great.
I mean, like, and you have a great actor behind it. I'll give him that. I'll give Sony that. They got fucking Tom Hardy in a contract.
Which is crazy, man. Yeah. Like, locking that motherfucker into a contract that could potentially go nowhere sucks because, like, he could be used in so... I want to see Tom Hardy as fucking Wolverine,
so
man.
Two things.
Like, no joke.
Yeah, same here. Like, he'd be fucking great.
He would be.
So two things I want to bring up. Yeah. Number one, I saw a great meme where it was from the first season of Stranger Things when Steve just got his ass kicked by Jonathan. Oh. and he's like sitting on the hood of his car. His two asshole friends are there, and it's when he has this change of heart. Mm. He's like icing his face, and he's in a Spider-Man costume, and his like dickhead friend is like, "Oh, what's your problem?" And the next shot is the dickhead asshole friends. One of them's Disney, one of them's Sony, and Steve's saying, "You're both assholes."
Pretty much, man.
Yeah.
And none of them are helping. Like, the character itself. But
then number two, your Venom idea of where this could all go brings me to the potentially leaked deal.
Oh yeah.
Where it's that Disney and Sony split merch rights. They split revenue 70-30. 70% Sony, 30% Disney. Disney becomes a partial funder of everything, and they even
Sony played them.
They even co-produce the animated stuff, with like Spider-Verse and all that.
Because did Sony retain the rights to like all the animated?
Yeah, in this case, Sony would retain the rights to animation and not like streaming stuff, but TV interpretations in live action. Okay. So, who the fuck knows what that means? Yeah. But then also part of this deal is that Venom is retconned into the MCU.
Yeah, that's another thing I read.
I mean, like, Venom is a movie, and they would probably ignore it and just keep Tom Hardy going. Yeah,
but what I'm worried about is that Sony eventually is gonna. I mean, this is the thing. Like, you can't trust them now. I'm worried that like they're gonna plug that. You'll get like that Venom plugged into the MCU. Yeah. But then there will be like something like it's not like they're not making enough. It's not Sony's not getting something out of it, so they could.
Well, but I feel like in that case, you're at the happy medium. Like, but then also there's they're making a fuck ton of money still, and they'll be making merch at that point.
Well, and that's also, I mean, if that's one of the reasons it sucks that these decisions get made by like the dollar, because it's sort of just like, dude, why
the MCU is so successful is because it's Kevin Feige's passion project. Yeah. Like, he put his heart and soul into making sure these characters went somewhere and making sure that good stories were told with them.
That man built himself a fucking legacy. They're like making comic book characters like household names. Yeah. Making them
initially B-list comic book characters.
Dude, that's
I mean, the only one that had like a namesake was the Hulk. Yeah. Come the Avengers, everybody knew who fucking Black Widow was.
Which is crazy.
Who would have thought?
Okay, but so right now where it stands,
supposedly nothing's confirmed. If anything, at D23 in the brief snippets they talked about Spider-Man, it was purposely ambiguous, where it's like, we don't know if anything's gonna happen. It could, it might not. For now, we're assuming he's gone.
Well, and if they keep this kind of aloof attitude with like, well, know what's happening with Spider-Man, everything's in the air. Like, it could easily play that into the narrative of where he bounces in between. Yeah. Like,
you could very easily make the argument that he's not part of the MCU, but if you read it another way, there's some negotiating. Yeah. Which brings me to the whole deal of like, they could be in the midst of making another deal for him. We just don't fucking know. And like, there was even a rumor sent out, I think today, that Sony has offered up the property for $10 billion.
Fuck.
Yeah. which is more than the MCU has ever made. Let's say that the MCU has made like something like 7.5 billion.
So it's like that. It's like definitely.
But then keep in mind, Far From Home is a 1.3 billion dollar movie.
Yeah, exactly. So that one movie made up
like a seventh of what would pay off the entire thing,
which would be, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, as a big ass company who realistically Disney could make that buy.
Yeah. They could make that buy and just have Spider-Man. They would be in the red for the year.
But I feel like what would happen is that you'll eventually beat that character to death. You're gonna they're gonna merch the fuck out of him. They're gonna fucking saturate him in any movie they can get their hands on. They're gonna throw animations at you, which sure will all be cool in the moment. But I feel like again,
it'll turn into Star Wars.
It'll be like the reason why I make fun of most Batman movies, even though I love Batman. They always show his origin scene, right? Like everybody's seen it a million times, but we don't always need. You'll just oversaturate the character with a bunch of the same storylines.
I think that's why Far From Home worked though, or not Far From Home, but Homecoming, because they're very well aware of we can just tell a story. Everybody knows how fucking Spider-Man happened. Exactly,
but I feel like they're gonna run into that problem where that won't be. I don't know. I feel like they'll just kill that character if they just sink that much money into him.
I know. Yeah, I'm sort of with it.
They really could, but
I'm confident if that's real, it's Sony just throwing out an initial bid and they're just going to get lowballed by Disney until they find a middle point.
Yeah, or they just threw out a high number just to spit in the wind. You know, they're just fuck it.
Where and let's be real, Sony. Who would have thought Sony has more power in negotiating?
Yeah.
Because fucking everyone's on their side, and I don't want to pair with Disney, but as somebody who understands the finances of this and looks at the numbers and understands the significance of these fucking numbers, Sony's making the right choices.
No joke. I can't blame them.
The comic book fan in me hates myself for saying that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I can't not say I don't understand.
Well, my biggest, and this kind of brings it back to to everything, is that. The original problem with this the whole property ownership rights and everything is that Sony has failed multiple times now to make a good Spider-Man movie.
Yeah,
and that's the problem, dude. To boil it down, it's always that problem. I'm glad that they're playing it right. They should get more money out of this if they can. Yeah. But it's just
the only reason Venom has that slate attached to it now in their own version of their cinematic universe is because it made money. It wasn't critically praised at all.
No.
And my interpretation of Venom is how most people thought of Venom. Mediocre at best, a movie that you would go and see on a plane. That's the gist of it.
Yeah.
So who the fuck knows? It made a ton of money, but critically, it was a failure. 90% of their other attempts.
Yeah, and that's kind of it. It's it's just why keep fucking with a popular character, if you're just not even gonna bother making something good out of it.
Exactly. But that's coming from the hearts and minds of people that understand the comics and love the art of it.
That's little Jared who wants to fucking. Everybody loves comic book characters.
We're a block away from Olympia Film Society here. We want quality filmmaking. Tell a good story. There's so much. One more day could fucking happen, and I wouldn't care.
Dang, dude, they could. But then you have. And I agree with this. I don't think all comic storylines necessarily translate into good movies.
I think eventually they're going to start doing more originals as well.
I think if they start doing more, if the Marvel side of the Disney streaming service, is successful, which it will be.
Yeah.
They could easily invest more time into doing streaming, like Netflix is doing, with their movies. Yeah. They could make more movies that just pop onto the streaming service. That could be these individual, more close to storyline.
Like New Mutants.
Oh god. New Mutants.
Oh wow. I thought for a moment you were gonna gag.
But okay, so what else? Let's just put Spider-Man to rest for now, because there's a lot of information that
we'll see what happens. Before we wrap up this, what position are you in? Let it go. Keep it in. Yeah.
I'd prefer to keep Spider-Man in the MCU.
Same here.
Yeah, I think
there's way more potential.
There's a good thing. There's way more potential. What should really happen is that Sony should sell the rights back to Disney.
Make a fuck ton of money off of it.
You know, lower your fucking price. I think you're right. Maybe hopefully the $10 billion was just like a negotiating tactic for them to get some money back.
I think honestly this whole deal is them wanting to make a new deal with Disney, whether it's selling it or getting a new contract based right. Yeah. I think it's all a ploy to get public attention and to make it better to negotiate.
I'm kind of with you there. I don't think it'll. I don't think taking Spider-Man out of the MCU will make him any more popular.
As a breakdown of it, would be bad for both companies. Yeah. Like even with Sony not making as much money as they could, like they would still make more money if you stayed.
But you risk the potential publicity nightmare of pissing so many people off by taking him out of the MCU. I think that people won't go see your movie.
I think that's it. Like out of spite, people wouldn't do it.
I probably wouldn't.
Yeah, I know I wouldn't. Like I didn't watch The Amazing Spider-Man 2 in theaters because I heard it was a shit show. Yeah. Like look at this. It's already a shit show. Like if before even a third one gets off the ground with Tom Holland, I would have a bad taste in my mouth. Yeah. Yeah. So where are you going with that? Putting Spider-Man to rest.
Oh yeah, putting Spider-Man to rest. I wanted to also talk about real quick, just like we talked about the Eternals designs that were recently that have been released, as well as not the Eternals. Well, did you see the costume designs in the Eternals?
I did. It looked fucking cool.
They did, dude. They did.
But then also, we briefly talked about this. Black Knight.
Black Knight, that's it. Yeah. Kit Harington. Everybody knows Jon Snow. Yeah. But honestly, so here's the Black Knight is a really cool character to introduce. I really wonder if they're going to introduce him through the means of like a magical thing. Because, I mean, realistically, the character gets this magical ebony sword.
It's just a flesh wound.
From Merlin. So
cool.
Yeah, so like, you know, it'd be really strange to like all of a sudden introduce Merlin as like a thing in the MCU world, but I mean like not unfeasible.
He could be a sorcerer.
But he's gonna be in the Eternals movie. Yeah. Which is what
is there like a relationship between those characters in the comics?
I mean, I'm not big on the Eternals, so I can't really speak for it. Like I only really know the Black Knight from like Avengers.
This might be an interesting thing. Maybe next week on Matinee Edition we'll do a quick sum up on the character and see if there's any relationship between.
It'd be kind of cool to look into him a little more, but I mean, either way, I think it would be an interesting character to just for like them introducing the magic side of of the comic book universe.
Yeah, we've done cosmic. We have the Earth-based stuff. Doctor Strange dipped a bit into magic. Yeah, well, they're doubling down.
They're showing that they can successfully like introduce these kind of crazier non-reality elements. You know what I mean? Like Spider-Man's a pretty grounded hero, even though he has superpowers. Daredevil's definitely a grounded hero. Captain America, sure, he's juiced up on steroids, but he's a really strong guy, right?
Throws a shield.
Like easy to understand, but like when you start introducing elements like magic and like multiple dimensions and you know even traveling in outer space, like it can get kind of iffy with people. Like,
but they've been successful.
They've been successful at it, and so I think they could continue to introduce more mystical elements into the MCU.
Totally.
But that being said, Kit Harington, I don't know if you've ever watched him in anything else besides Game of Thrones. Most people probably haven't. He is not a very good actor.
Really?
I will say that.
Shit.
I don't even think his character as Jon Snow is that great. Like he's a very like one-dimensional character. Yeah. And I've seen him play basically Jon Snow in different costumes in
But then the vibe I immediately got was, that's probably why they cast him.
Well, yeah, definitely. Like he already knows how to swing a sword, you know, on set. Like he can already walk around in like armor or like, you know, whatever. Yeah. Like, you know, he's got an English accent.
He's a relatively good-looking, jacked dude.
No joke, but he fits the bill for a Black Knight. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Totally. But I wouldn't be surprised if they buy in a bit to his sort of stoic nature per se.
Fair enough. There's this great. I just wish I could remember it right now because I'd tell you.
Maybe it'll make him fuck his aunt.
But there's this like.
I'm sorry.
There's this like really great little like short film where he plays like a tennis player.
What the fuck?
And his like character just is just kind of like airy and just dumb. You know? And to me, it didn't seem like that much of a stretch for him to play that character. And I didn't know if that was just because like that's who he is as a person, or if that's just his acting style. So hopefully that changes. But He'll be in the Eternals movie with his Game of Thrones co-star, former Game of Thrones co-star James Madsen, who's leading the cast as Icarus, basically.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I think so. I don't know if he's leading the cast.
Leading the cast.
I would say he's the primary person that's been introduced in terms of
as like a central protagonist.
Yeah. Like every time you think of like a list that's been introduced of the characters, he himself as the actor is on the top of the list.
Hey, cool.
Which is kind of strange because there's other
there's some big fucking names
on there, but I think that's what they're going for. They want all the characters to be popular, not the actors.
Hey, make some new big names, right?
Hell yeah, man. And either way, this is sounds like it's wrapping up. This has been another episode of Matinee Edition. Number 15. Go out there and do something good with your life.
Oh yeah. Drink some of that Aqua Cola.